Okay, I'm going to do a quick little tutorial here. Let me share my screen of how I call it a pick and poke. It's how do you pick around the county's GIS data. So you can go to Google and just type in, oh, there we go, Buncombe GIS. So the Geographic Information System is what GIS stands for. You can go to that website and it takes you to a map of the county. This is a really cool software. Thank you, county and the county assessor's office for doing this. But basically, if you look across this toolbar up here in the upper left, if you can see my cursor, this little hand moves the map around. This is the zoom in, zoom out. And basically, those are the only two things I use. And then this I button, which means identify parcels. So let's go to the zoom in tool and kind of zoom into the south side of Asheville. And we'll just zoom into Shiloh. So if you just get in here and grab a property, and what I want to do is grab properties that haven't been significantly rehabbed, probably owned by the same homeowner, and they're just older houses in here. So we'll just grab this one here. This is Viola Turner owns this house. But if you click on property card, let's see, there's the house. A couple of things to pay attention to. There's the land value here, 59,000, the building value, 68,000, total value, 68,000, it's kind of low, but this total value is 127,000. A couple key stats. If you roll down, you'll see the land value, the size of the acreage, the dirt value. So you can divide the dirt into the acres to get your value per acre. So you can have an apples to apples understanding of the dirt value, the land value. When you roll down, you'll see the building. The building's base value, which is its square footage, is 1,400 square feet. If you divide 1,400 square feet into 68,000, it gets you the price per square foot. So those are the kind of key stats. But the thing that I like to look at is this thing right here called billing. If you can see my cursor. So there's these buttons right here. But if you go to billing, it's basically an encapsulation of all the bills that they've paid. So the William Owens estate has basically owned this for the whole entire time, except for one time where it looks like 1 year it went into Harold Owens' hands, but it's basically the family owned property. 2011 to 2021 is at the top here. If you click these buttons, it'll actually take you to the tax bill, which we don't need to look at this for a second. Let's just go back and take a look at, it was worth 100,000 and it's gained 20,000. So it dropped and kind of came back up. Okay. So it's gained about 20,000, but you can do the percentage of that. It's essentially gained 20,000 over 100 is a fifth of its value. It's been added to it over that time period, which isn't a huge growth. Okay. But you can, as you poke around, let's just try to grab another one in here. Let's see this. Oh, that's a new one. We don't want to look at a new one. We want to find people that have been around for a while. Okay, so here's one, land value 56, building value 63. Look at the billing. It's gone from 47 to 120,000. So this one's essentially more than doubled in value over that 10-year period. And it's pretty much the same owner the whole entire time. So it went to 63,000, dropped, and then went up. Now, we won't be able to see when this land transaction happened. Let's go take a look at the property card again. If you roll down past the building, you can see the square footage, the building. But there was a transaction, looks like it was not qualified. So that was probably a family transfer, which means it's not qualified because they would have a transaction price here. But anyhow, going back to that property card, you can see it went from 47 to 120. Let's just grab one more. And I'm just doing this kind of randomly poking around. This is Lonnie Hargrove. Okay, another old house, and check the bill. And this one went from 129,000 to 205. So it's almost doubled in value again over that 11 period. And this is all owned by the same person through the whole time. So there's been no transactions. Nobody's done anything. And their property value is almost doubled. Okay. When we want to talk about equity, we just ask ourselves, was this happening anywhere else? So let's just kind of pan down here. Let's go through Biltmore Forest and go down to my favorite area, which is over here by the Blue Ridge Parkway. Click the little eye tool again. And this is a great property right here. This one's 22 acres of land owned by 7 Frith Drive LLC. So it's owned by a limited liability corporation. We'll click on the property card. Here it is. It's about a $3 million property. But the thing that's kind of bizarre about this is it's 22 acres for only 1.5 million, which is about $68,000 an acre for its dirt. And as you saw on the earlier one, you're seeing $60,000 for an entire lot that's like 0.17 acres. So anyway, that's way under value. When you look at the building, you want to take this 11,000 square feet and add to it the finished basement, which is another 2,000 square feet, which is the finished basement's the size of my house. But that makes a 14,000 square foot building. And just taking those two numbers and dividing it into the building value and putting aside the unfinished basement, the patio, and all the other kind of amenities, dividing 14,000 into 1.3 million yields $97 a square foot, which is significantly lower than the other buildings that we saw earlier. But the key thing is going back to that billing statement. So let's go to the billing statement, and here it is. In 2011, it was 3.9 million. And somehow in the last 10 years, it's lost $1 million of value to 2021. So it's lost a quarter of its value over that same period that across the street, you're seeing buildings double in value. And okay, maybe it's because this is a Cecil property. Fine. Let's just go ahead and move past that and grab the neighbor. So here's another property. Here's its property card, and here's its billing. And this one's owned by the Ingalls family. Okay, this one's gone from 6.3 million down to 3.3 million. So it's essentially, this one's lost half its value. Okay, hey, Joe, you're not being fair. These are royalty in Buncombe County. Fine, let's move past the Cecils and the Ingalls, and let's just grab this neighbor over here. Elizabeth Williamson. This isn't anybody of significant prominence in our community. Modest little house. $660,000 total taxable value. What's kind of crazy is it's $300,000 on 3.6 acres. So it's about 100,000 an acre. So this is double the value of Cecil's property right next door, but still significantly lower than what we're seeing in Shiloh. But if you click the billing, again, this one went from 800,000 and it's lost $200,000 in value. Again, same family owner through the whole thing, and it's losing value. So what we're seeing in this area in particular is a lot of drop in value. You can pick any property in this area and see the same thing, which is why we made that map that shows the drops in value here and the gains in value in Shiloh. And with that, I'll stop. That's just my little walkthrough with this very powerful little software. Incidentally, this is all based on Esri software. You see this little key down here. It says Esri. That's the software company that created this software. We're an Esri partner, silver partner. We use their software. So we're essentially using the same software off their base data to produce all the maps that we created for that presentation that everybody's seen. So with that, I will stop sharing and stop the recording. Thank you.